There is a new game that is on the rise that I don't know if you guys saw, but it's called No Rest for the Wicked. And it comes like with a new showcase. So let me see what did they change. So pretty much this is like ARPG together like with the Souls-like, like Elden Ring or something like that. It looks awesome. I like the visuals. Is this like the new update?
Hey everyone, I'm Thomas.
And I'm Gennady. Welcome to our second Wicked Inside.
All right.
We know a lot of you have been eagerly waiting to hear more from us since we shipped our last major content update.
Right after early access launch, we spent weeks listening intently to your feedback while putting out numerous
Oh, they are
hotfixes
brightening
and
it up.
patches.
Then, after we felt that No Rest for the Wicked was in a good spot, we launched our first big content update, the Crucible.
With the Crucible, we introduced fresh enemies, brand new systems, and a fun mode to keep everyone entertained while we began work on our next major content update.
Low-key, chat, I can't wait to try like for a few days like these games, man. It feels like awesome.
But it's been a while since then, and today we'd
A
like
10
to
out of
explain
10
why.
game? It looks like
Our
that.
publisher for No Rest for the Wicked was Private Division, a subsidiary of Take-Two Interactive.
Take-Two decided to sell off Private Division, which was unexpected news for us. After some deliberation, we saw an opportunity.
After months of negotiations, we reached an agreement to buy the publishing rights for No Rest for the Wicked back, so
Okay.
that Moon Studios could become fully independent. This legal process took time, and we couldn't say much while it was all happening.
But today, we're excited to announce that it's all done and that Moon Studios is now fully independent. We believe this will give you even more confidence in our vision because we're free to build No Rest for the Wicked exactly how we want without needing to ever
So this is like a problem for a lot of like these developers that you need money at the start because like you gotta build the game, and then if it doesn't perform, is on the publisher. But if it performs, I'm glad they actually can take the rights back because like these, they don't have to go and make the game like pay to win or like all these shenanigans. And they can just focus on making a great game that gamers gonna like and probably gonna play. Is a PlayStation and Xbox as well? Awesome, man.
silent again.
We've used this extra time to create something truly special.
I think it's
Let's
PC
take
and
a look
console.
at The Breach.
The Breach represents the biggest content update we have ever shipped.
Ooh, look
we
at
have heard
these.
you loud and clear. You wanted more out of our campaign. You wanted more story, more zones to play in, more enemies to
Oh,
fight.
it looks
more
kind of
bosses to
clean.
test your metal against. In short, more of everything. And that is exactly what we have been focusing on.
I feel like I'll need like
immediately
a
following
controller.
Ellsworth's return to Sacrament. He summons his daughter Odessa from her prison cell, and their exchange reveals more about their relationship.
It is slightly slow because it's like Souls-like
Take the upper passage out.
and ARPG
Then leave
in
by
the
the
same.
northwest gate.
It's also like this very similar to Path of Exile 2. At the start, Path of Exile 2, it is kind of slow because you know like you're not as strong, you don't have like speed jams and all these things. I feel like this game is gonna be exactly the same way. So I saw 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉, he was playing like this class that then whenever he had like the two daggers were like so fast at killing everything, it was just like slicing everything.
What are you doing?
So the
God
weapon
Bennett
choice
sleeps
matters.
on duty, and the ramparts above him will be unmanned. Head north to 𝙀𝙀𝙋𝘼𝙉 and Merrin, or west to the Glades. Anywhere but here.
So that's it then.
You have to go.
As a serum, players will have to venture forth into new areas we're introducing for the Breach.
Looks clean though.
These are massive zones that essentially
I've been playing Diablo Immortal for a year, and I like it. you know, but sometimes kind of missing playing a full-fledged game that looks like this, you know. We don't have this in Diablo Immortal, you know, like, and it's not a mobile limitation, to be fair, because there are other games like Wandering Waves, Genshin Impact, and all these other games are actually absolutely stunning, but somehow, you know, like the art style in the Diablo Immortal, it looks fine, but it doesn't look as like this.
Double the size of the world players got to explore so far. A lot has changed in the 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘿 since you've last visited. Southeast of Sacrament lies the lowland meadows, a once idyllic haven used by Sacrament's hunters to gather food and supplies. Ellsworth requests our presence on a secret mission, but a faction known as the Harvesters has taken over the region.
See? I told you this errand would come, and here they are.
Indeed. Your presence is welcome.
So this is not as asymmetric as we are used to. So for example, whenever you play Path of Exile 2 or Diablo 4, there's always like this asymmetrical thing. But here there's like levels and things. Nice.
My friend is convinced that some threat awaits us at the Weeping Sisters.
As always at Moon, when it comes to level design, we deliberately craft every single inch of our world by hand. We do not rely on any procedural generation, and we believe that ultimately that will allow us to create an insanely expansive, interactive open world where
so
every
everything is custom
actually
made.
matters.
This will give me like also some Zelda vibes. You know, whenever you had to go around the world, explore, pushing these buttons, like maybe having some puzzles and things like that.
Throughout your journey through the meadows, you will encounter all new enemies. We have also introduced 2 new weapon archetypes, gauntlets and wands.
Oh,
Let's take a look at how these new
cool.
weapons can be used to take down all new foes that you'll encounter.
There's
The
2 new
Timberwise
weapons.
here will try to take your life with his ginormous great axe. We know some of you already love being able to suplex enemies in Wicked. It was only a...
What? Yo, no. You can actually suplex the guy? Look at this. No way. No. This was too cool.
with his ginormous great axe. We know some of you already love being able to suplex enemies in Wicked.
Watch out! Randy Orton!
It was only appropriate we introduced a dropkick.
RKO jet. That was awesome.
Wormwood wretches and limb-seed archers will keep you on your toes with brutal range attacks.
Oh.
Our tremor
Oh,
waves
this guy
will make quick
plays
work of them.
clean. I mean, here, listen, chat. Here it feels like you kind of need some skill, huh? Like, it's not just buffing up and just running. Like, look at him dodging. Dodge.
Rust Reavers present an even greater challenge. Equipped with 2 huge saws, your best bet is to keep your distance and counter when you find an opening.
Single player? I actually don't know. I think so. Maybe with co-op, maybe.
Deeper within the meadows, the Copse Treader will try to block your path forward.
Oh. You
Study
probably
his movement patterns and keep a cool head. You might just prevail.
I think you're gonna need a few hours to get used to this.
Obviously, we're also introducing all new bosses for the Preach.
What game?
But
No
we
rest
don't want to
of
spoil everything
the
just
Wicked.
yet.
We know a lot of you already enjoyed how much love and care we're putting into all of these areas. Once again, we
Oh
didn't
my
shy away from
God,
really using
a shortcut.
verticality and hiding secrets everywhere.
See, oh my God, this is something that games stopped doing, and I just love it. You guys remember back in the day when you could explore and find like these hidden caves and but I mean, like, before it was different because there was no internet. Now everyone just goes, and even if there are these caves, like, I'll tell you, day 1 there is gonna be 30 hidden caves in No Rest for the Wicked, right? And you will know all the locations, and that's just how the internet now works. But if you go blind and you can actually find these spots, I feel like this is just like something that it'll make like extremely good.
Even though you'll often fight for your life in all of these zones, every now and then you'll get to enjoy a serene scene of beauty.
Oh, look at that. That looks clean, man.
Things have changed in Sacrament too. Caretaker Alden has arrived in town to plead for help dealing with the Blight, a plague infestation destroying his home of Marin Village.
Excuse me.
I want to play this game so badly.
Ellsworth has already gone north with that madrigal. The guard said as
There are
much.
so many good games coming
But
out.
I wasn't sure. Many doors in Sacrament stay shut to us, Dasha.
And if you exit Sacrament through its northwestern gate, you will find yourself in the once majestic Marin Woods.
Damn. Danger level 2.
Recently, the Marin Woods have been befallen by the Blight. It festered all throughout the woods, and players will have to find a way past it in order to advance.
At least here, chat, the 5070 Ti might shine, chat. Might shine.
𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘿 are ferocious fighters. The Stalking-Che here knows how to wield a club, and if you're not careful, they might just
Look
call
at the
in
leaves.
reinforcements.
Clean. Look at the movement. Oh
Our
my
new
god. The
wands builds are surprisingly effective. We can cast ice darts to freeze our enemies.
Oh, I love the leaves, man. The leaves detail is so clean.
Cold Sling is a powerful ice evasion attack.
Oh my god.
For the Heavy Feather, we'll use some more powerful spells our wands provide. We have since learned how to perform the Riven Twins Plague Explosion.
Oh, clean, clean, clean. I like the combat system.
And if you have enough focus, Lightning Bolt makes quick work of any enemy.
Halfway through Marin Woods, you'll encounter Marin Village, a peaceful woodland community of Isola Sacra.
Now, this is an update, chat.
First traveler I've seen in ages. I'm amazed you made it to our village at all, stranger. Hardly anyone comes here anymore.
10,000 blessings, Serim, for returning us to ourselves.
The villagers in Marin provide new services and sell different items than the ones in Sacrament.
My clod of a cousin still hammering away.
Okay. Oh no! What did I do? Oh my god. Okay, I don't want to see the NPCs.
And her vanguard, who seek to liberate the lost city of 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉.
Our campaign, but we don't want to spoil everything.
Okay, I don't want to get spoiled. I want to see like the mechanics. Okay, systems. This is what I want to see. Systems and theory crafting. Let's see what they're gonna implement. We already see like the world building is looking
in order
great.
to aid players in achieving the perfect
New
build,
classes.
we introduced quite a few changes that will make progression a whole lot more streamlined and fun. First off, we have revamped the way gear drops.
Okay.
We replaced the tiered approach and came up with a formula that takes the player level, the area level, and the enemy level into account, which results in an experience where any gear that drops will be approximately within your level range.
Okay. So you'll make progression slightly
gear that
better.
used to only drop in earlier zones might just drop again, but at a higher level. We tried this out, and we ultimately see a much higher variety of gear throughout our playthroughs. We think it's a much more enjoyable looting experience.
So it's gonna scale with your level in a way.
Another big aspect that defines your build is, of course, the enchantments. So far, if your gear didn't drop with the enchantments you needed, your item would never reach its full potential. But we came up with a solution.
So the enchantments, it feels like it's some affixes.
If an item dropped with less than maximum possible amount of enchantments, you can now use a Fallen Ember to add another random enchantment to it.
You can add an affix.
And if you have an
this is
enchantment
good.
on one of
I like this. It at least gives you some progression, you know, like if you want to improve. And I feel like I really like things that I wish, like one of the things that I miss in Diablo Immortal, it is the ability if you drop like a certain item and that item isn't like, imagine like isn't like the best item possible, but then you can actually just go and upgrade it. I really like that.
of your items that doesn't quite fit your playstyle, Fallen Embers can now be used to re-roll that particular enchantment. Of course, Fallen Embers are also still used for respeccing your character, which makes Embers insanely valuable now.
Okay, let's go. Let's keep it gear.
The benefit of common items is that we can completely customize them. Once we've fitted the maximum amount of gems into them, they now become a masterwork.
So you now have gems
we've introduced
as well.
a whole slew of new weapons, runes, and armor sets. We've also iterated on our list of enchantments.
The thing is, like, once you play one ARPGs, even though the UI looks different, most of the times they are the same thing. You know, like attack speed, damage, then you have like gain HP when killing, gain focus when killing. Like everything becomes like pretty much the same. So if you are experienced like in RPG, you most likely always get very quickly like the system that this game has.
In order to enable the creation of entirely new builds, while ridding ourselves of the enchantments that led to overpowered builds.
I'm saying this because like sometimes like you see a new game and you get like, wow, what is this, so confusing? But in reality, after like 30 minutes into the game, you're gonna be like very used to it.
Shields are now based around poise and
you
stagger,
can parry with a shield.
and we try to ensure that each shield archetype feels unique. So we can't wait to see all your new sword and board builds.
Should I? No, we're not gonna go shield. No shield this time.
Last but not least, if you've become a master at playing No Rest for the Wicked,
Steve
you should
Licks.
try our new hardcore characters.
Oh, you can play in the hardcore?
Permadeath is enabled for these, so once these characters die, they get downgraded to non-hardcore characters that can only be played on regular realms.
Should we try to do first gameplay that we do on this game? We play the game and in hardcore, and whenever I die, we stop playing. Imagine I start to stream like 15 minutes later, we just die.
I wonder who will be the first player to slay the 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉 with a hardcore character.
Wow, dude, that's a challenge. Killing the pinnacle boss of the game for the first time. Wow, dude. In hardcore, imagine that. It reminds me like more than 10 years ago, whenever in Diablo 3, Kripparrian killed Diablo for the first time in hardcore. Man, I still remember that vividly today, man. It was such a great moment. Wow, dude. So this is the final boss? Quality of life and polish. We like this.
We also spent quite some time introducing a wide range of quality of life features and polished up what we've played so far of No Rest for the Wicked. For example, we've noticed that a lot of your houses looked similar to this one.
Yeah.
Storage has always been incredibly important in any ARPG. On our current life builds, players can stack all that many items, and sorting hasn't been ideal yet. Let's switch over to our breach update. We fixed that right up, and now allow players to stack a whole lot more items.
Okay, these are I don't know because I didn't play the game, so I'm not like very familiar. Well, let me skip a bit. What the hell?
Time to
get to fully experience this update. Old saves remain in a legacy build, but this approach ensures the breach
so there's gonna be a new season
as seamlessly as possible into the game. We realize this might be a surprise for some. Ultimately, the scope of the breach and the underlying changes led us here. But don't worry, you'll discover plenty of fresh content, quests, and loot to make restarting your journey worthwhile.
So, this is the best time to play this game, I guess.
Let's discuss our roadmap next. It goes without saying that we will heavily support the breach for the upcoming weeks after launch. You will once again see us react incredibly quickly to all of the feedback you guys might provide.
But we're also already hard at work on our next content drops. We've
Alright.
received hundreds, if not thousands of pleas begging for the co-op update, and we know that our original roadmap had co-op.
Listen, chat. I can't wait to maybe find like another streamer that will be down to do sometimes a co-op stuff. You know, I think like it'll be really
before
good.
the breach. Rest assured, it will be the next thing we launch after this update.
Because these games, like, look at this, in a party of 3.
The reason we ultimately decided to switch these updates was because we wanted people to have more content to play once co-op releases. With the Breach update, there will be now a lot more content to explore with your friends.
All right.
After the co-op update, we'll be following up with more improvements and new systems. We'll expand Sacrament, improve...
So right now, they are releasing more content for single player, and the next major patch is gonna come up like with the co-op stuff. That's cool. That's cool. I mean, like, we can do like a first playthrough, and then we realize what is gonna be.
Where this journey leads us once again. It leaves me to invite you to experience the...
All right, when is it gonna drop? That's all I care. Oh my god. It's beautiful. The game is beautiful though. The Breach, I think is the name of the season. April 30. Okay, chat. I think by then we will have the new PC. Okay, I think by then we'll have the new PC. Awesome, man. You know, like, I am very excited for the No Rest of the Wicked